Your passport may not work like it used to. America just lost access to countries we once entered freely, and there's more coming. Behind the scenes, 2026 travel is becoming more restricted, more expensive, and more automated than ever. We break down the shocking travel shifts happening now, and the final one will seriously stun you. Let's rewind for a second, because to understand where travel is going in 2026, we need to remember where it's been. In just 5 years, global travel has endured a seismic transformation. The COVID-19 pandemic brought the entire industry to a grinding halt in 2020, slashing international arrivals by 74% that year alone. Then came inflation, supply chain crises, and labor shortages, driving up airline fares by as much as 43% between 2021 and 2023. Geopolitical tensions added new complications: wars, sanctions, restricted airspace, and rising hostility between once accessible nations. U.S. passport holders, once enjoying access to 185-plus countries visa-free, are now watching that number shrink. The golden age of easy global access is quietly slipping away. Now we face a new question. What will travel actually look like in 2026? It's not just about destinations. It's about how we move, work, and even get approved to cross borders. Artificial intelligence will plan your trips. Governments will use biometric scans to control them. Remote workers may face crackdowns, and new global hotspots, from Albania to Rwanda, are stepping into the spotlight. Did you know 67% of young travelers now work while roaming the globe? Here's where they're headed in 2026. Back in 2019, remote work was a luxury. In 2026, it's a lifestyle movement, and it's completely transforming where, why, and how people travel. According to Deloitte's 2025 Workforce Mobility Survey, over 67% of Gen Z and millennial workers plan to blend work with travel in 2026, up from just 28% in 2020. This rise of the workcation has caused tourist capitals like Paris and NYC to lose ground to more affordable, longer-stay cities. Enter the digital nomad capitals. Tbilisi, Chiang Mai, Medellin, and Lisbon are topping 2026's global ranking for remote worker friendliness, based on cost of living, internet speed, visa access, and community networks. Tbilisi, for example, saw a 240% increase in U.S. expat applications since 2022, fueled by Georgia's liberal visa rules and low overhead. In 2020, just 9 countries offered digital nomad visas. Today, it's over 60, from Japan to Uruguay. Many of these visas now allow stays of 6 to 24 months, include tax exemptions. This shift is reshaping economies. Cities once dependent on short-term tourism are evolving into international co-working hubs. Governments are even offering tax incentives, subsidized housing, and language programs to entice remote professionals. In 2026, vacationing feels outdated. Living abroad while working is the new norm, and it's redrawing the travel map in real time. AI just replaced your travel agent, and it's booking trips smarter than you think. Let's be real, booking a trip used to be hard work. Searching flights, comparing hotels, planning what to see. It could take days, but in 2026, most travelers are letting artificial intelligence do the heavy lifting. In fact, 78% of travelers now use AI tools like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Kayak's Smart Planner to build full travel plans, often in just seconds. Luxury hotels are adding AI-powered concierges that know your preferences better than your travel agent. Lost your luggage? An AI chatbot rebooks your flight, books your hotel, and sends live updates. Some airlines are testing predictive pricing bots that change ticket prices based on how many times you check a route. It sounds wild, but it's already happening. According to Skyscanner, prices jumped up to 12% for people who revisited a flight page more than 3 times. And here's the twist. AI isn't just saving time, it's reshaping the entire experience. It can warn you about bad weather days before the airline does, and even suggest swapping countries for better deals in real time. So the next time you plan a trip, ask yourself, are you planning it, or is AI doing it for you? U.S. passport just lost access to 5 countries. Why you'll need a visa, where you didn't. Before, just a few years ago, the U.S. passport was like a golden ticket. You could walk into 187 countries without needing a visa. But by 2026, that number dropped to 182, and the downward trend isn't stopping. Big names like Brazil, India, and Australia reintroduced visa rules for U.S. travelers. No more show up and go. Brazil now requires an $81 e-visa, plus proof you have $2,000 in your bank account. India brought back mandatory pre-approval. even for tourists just passing through. The European Union is adding the ETIS system starting late 2025. It's like the US ESTA, but it means Americans will have to apply before hopping over to Paris or Rome, even if it's just a weekend getaway. Why is this happening? One word: reciprocity. Other countries are pushing back on America's strict visa rules by matching them. It's like a diplomatic tug of war, and travelers are caught in the middle. So if you're dreaming of international travel in 2026, here's the big question: are you really free to go wherever you want, or is the world quietly closing its doors? Home swapping is up 310%. Are you ready to trade your apartment for a beach house in Spain? Forget hotel bills and Airbnb surcharges. Home swapping is exploding. Since 2022, this type of travel grew by 310%, especially among families, retirees, and remote workers. Platforms like Home Exchange and people like us now boast over 150,000 listings worldwide, offering people a free way to stay in expensive cities like Paris, Tokyo, or New York just by swapping homes. Why now? Rising hotel taxes, cleaning fees, and rental bans are pushing travelers to rethink where and how they stay. Cities like Amsterdam and Florence started limiting short-term rentals in 2023 due to housing shortages. That means Airbnb availability is down, but home exchanges are up. Even Hollywood got in on it. Remember The Holiday 2006 with Cameron Diaz? Well, that fiction is now real-life travel strategy. These swaps aren't just about saving money. Many travelers now seek trust-based travel, safe personal stays in real neighborhoods. With high inflation and tighter travel budgets in 2026, this could become the new normal. So here's the question: would you hand over your house keys to travel the world for free? Because millions already are. Middle seats are dying. You're either flying cheap or chartering a jet in 2026. Flying in 2026 looks very different, especially if you're not rich or flying super cheap. The middle class is getting squeezed out. In just 3 years, premium economy seats dropped 18% in availability across major US carriers. Why? Airlines are polarizing, either selling rock-bottom fares with zero perks or targeting luxury flyers with $8,000 memberships like Wheels Up or JSX semi-private jets. At the same time, budget airlines like Viva Aerobus, Mexico, and AirAsia are dominating regional skies, adding over 200 new routes since 2023. These ultra-low-cost carriers, ULCCs, are booming in Southeast Asia and Latin America, where young travelers are hunting deals. Meanwhile, a massive pilot shortage, 30,000 fewer commercial pilots globally than needed, means delays, canceled flights, and spiking ticket prices in mid-tier options. And the FAA, it's still playing catch-up with training pipelines and safety oversight. So if you're booking flights in 2026, expect to either go dirt cheap with zero frills or pay for private-like comfort. Just don't count on that middle ground anymore, it's fading fast. Why flight shame and train travel are taking over in 2026. Travelers in 2026 are finally putting the planet first, because they kind of have to. In Europe, overnight train bookings jumped 56% since 2023. That's millions ditching short-haul flights to ride high-speed rail between cities like Paris, Amsterdam, and Berlin. Why? Some airlines now automatically charge carbon offset fees, and flight shame, a Swedish-born movement, is pushing travelers to think twice before flying. Countries like Finland, Costa Rica, and Bhutan are booming as ecotourism leaders. Bhutan charges a $100 per day sustainable tourism fee, but tourists love it for its untouched nature and carbon-negative policies. Even airlines are catching up. Carriers like KLM and Lufthansa are testing electric hybrid planes and using biofuels on select routes. And in the US, cities like Seattle and Denver now offer slow travel packages, encouraging you to stay longer and move less. In 2026, going green isn't a niche. It's becoming the default. Travelers care, governments are regulating, and if you don't plan sustainably, you might just pay the price. Literally. Yes, they'll scan your face, and even your suitcase, before you board in 2026. Get ready, airports are becoming smarter, faster, and way more watchful. By 2026, over 80% of major international airports are expected to have biometric passport gates. That means your face is your boarding pass. TSA's biometric screening is also going domestic. Now live in 50+ US airports. Just smile at the camera, no ID swipe needed. In global travel, blockchain-based vaccine cards are going mainstream, especially after COVID variants in 2023 forced some countries to reinstate health checks. You'll scan a QR code at the gate that shows your health and travel history. And here's a curveball. More travelers are being flagged for phone searches at the border. In 2024 alone, over 47,000 devices were searched by US agents. That's nearly double from 5 years earlier. So yes, travel is getting smoother but also more controlled. You move faster, but leave a bigger digital footprint. Would you trade privacy for convenience? In 2026, you may not have a choice. Thanks to RFID tracking, over 120 global airports now let travelers follow their bags on an app. No more lost baggage chaos. But here's the wow and whoa. Biometric errors still affect 1 in 1,200 travelers, especially women and people of color, according to NIST. That means tech is helpful, but not always fair. Even security trays are going touchless. San Francisco and Singapore airports have pilot walkthrough programs with 0 stop points. No boarding pass, no fumbling. Just walk and go. Travel in 2026 won't be about just booking a ticket. It's about planning around tech, borders, and climate. Beyond visas, travelers also face rising insurance costs, flight delays, and climate-related risks. Insurance? Expected to rise. In 2025, average travel insurance premiums jumped 18% due to global climate risk. And delays? You'll want it. 41% of U.S. flights were delayed in summer. 2024, the highest since 2017. Then there's your digital life. Knowing how to guard your info is just as important as packing sunscreen. And don't forget the most important trend: flexibility. With remote work, flight chaos, and weather surprises, the real superpower in 2026 is adapting fast. Travel in 2026 is fast, risky, and changing daily. Stay ready, stay flexible, and protect yourself. Tap the screen now. Your next move could change everything.